Hey everybody, in this video I'll be discussing the new moon in Gemini on May the 26th, 2025. A new moon is always about new beginnings, where our priorities or attention are being directed towards. You know, we have the 12 signs. The horoscope is divided into 12 sections. Each section represents a different domain of life, such as with home, career, romance, visibility, etc. And this new moon is going to be in Gemini. And Gemini, the new beginnings are all mental, communicative, curiosity driven. It favors learning, speaking, writing, networking, visibility. There's a hunger to gather information, a restlessness to seek stimulation. Now, this new moon is especially powerful, dynamic, and mentally charged because it is all air and all the planets are in air and fire, except for one, Uranus, an outer planet that doesn't particularly affect us directly, and it's in Taurus. Taurus is a grounding agent because Taurus is earthy, but Uranus is unstable and unpredictable. So what am I talking about? Fire and air. The Gemini is an air sign. Air is all that mental communication, networking, needing a lot of freedom, a lot of variety. The new moon, that means the sun and moon's in Gemini, an air sign. Mercury, communication Mercury, the ruling planet for Gemini, is in Gemini. Powerful Pluto that goes really deep is in Aquarius, an air sign. Jupiter, expansive, traveling, knowledge-seeking Jupiter, optimistic Jupiter, is in Gemini. So we have 3, 4, 5 planets in air signs. And now we have assertive Mars in Leo, a fire sign, in harmony with pleasurable romantic Venus in Aries, a fire sign. And now Saturn and Neptune are very close to being aligned in Aries, a fire sign. So all the planets are in fire and air. Fire heats up the air, so there's more mental stimulation, more restlessness. The air is the fuel to make the fire burn more passionately. So this is an incredibly dynamic new moon that you're going to see in 2 weeks later on the full moon, what's manifesting, what will be the main themes. Now, let's break this down. So Mercury is the messenger god, the planet of news and information and curiosity. Mercury is in Gemini. Mercury rules Gemini. So Mercury is at home in Gemini. Mercury is really strong. Gemini can be flirty, impish, playful, and Mercury in mythology was always depicted as adolescents frolicking and playing games and making music. So it was a very playful, witty time of Mercury. So Mercury is often thought of as more lighthearted, especially with all the air signs. There's all this kind of this restlessness and running around and curiosity. But this Mercury is not superficial at all because it trines Pluto and it sextiles Saturn and Neptune. So these 3 powerful outer planets are grounding and deepening the Mercury. So let's begin with Mercury, communication, curiosity, Mercury, trining the best flow of energy to Pluto in Aquarius. Pluto is the ruler of the underworld, of going very deep, that can represent psychology, the occult. Now, what the Mercury trine Pluto can bring insightful mental power. The Pluto brings in the insightfulness with the mental power. You can uncover hidden truths as Pluto rules the underworld and mysteries and secrets, or you may speak in a way that transforms others. You'll be able to persuade others more easily to your point of view. There's going to be more psychological understandings. Pluto is the psychology. Mercury is seeking insight and understanding. Conversations may carry depth. You may be drawn to taboo or complex topics, all under the domain of Pluto, the Lord of the underworld. And powerful persuasions, excellent for investigative writing, strategic thinking, therapy, or impactful communications. You can use words as tools for change. Powerful realizations may arise, especially when communicating with others or perhaps in therapy. Now, the Mercury is, as it trines Pluto, as you'll see on the chart that I have up on, that I'm posting here. So the new moon, I have it in brackets in Gemini next to Mercury on the right-hand side of the chart. And then it forms this trine to powerful Pluto. And at the midpoint is Saturn and Neptune. Saturn and Neptune is where that arrow points to the bottom. And so I call this a minor grand trine, or where it's the trine of Mercury, new moon, to powerful Pluto, both forming sextiles, positive opportunities to the Saturn-Neptune. So Saturn adds structure, focus, maturity to thoughts and plans of Mercury. Neptune adds intuition, creativity, and vision. Combined, this creates a bridge between imagination and execution. You can dream big, but also make real plans. This is ideal for creative writing, visionary planning, spiritual studies that require discipline. The visionary planning and spiritual energies are from Neptune that require the discipline of Saturn. You can blend logic, Saturn, with mysticism harmoniously. Now let's look to Venus in Venus trining Mars. Venus is in the fire sign of Aries. Mars is in the fire sign of Leo. These, when they're in combination, it triggers a great deal of passion, creativity, romantic energies. So sparks fly in love and art and social interactions. Relationships feel bold, passionate, and fun. This fire trine encourages direct expression of affection and strong creative energies. The outcome, confidence in love. You're likely to attract or pursue what you want boldly, possibly with a dramatic flair. It's excellent for artists, performers, or anyone seeking visibility in love or art. Before I continue with Venus sextiling, that's positive opportunities to Jupiter. And also Jupiter's in Gemini, and how much is that impacting the new moon in Gemini in very positive, favorable ways. So if you enjoyed this type of video and would like to see more of them, click like and subscribe. And don't forget to click on the notification bell so you can receive the latest postings. All right, Venus sextiling Jupiter. Now, this adds Jupiter, it adds luck and optimism and ease to relationships, Venus, and finances, Venus. This is a social and harmonious aspect, increasing charisma, the appreciation of beauty, and pleasure. Communication plays a big role in attraction. Feelings of abundance and ease. It's a good time for romantic dates, financial opportunities, or indulging in the arts or luxury with moderation. Now, the Jupiter is at 26 degrees of Gemini. There's 30 degrees in each sign. The sun moon, the new moon in Gemini, is at 6 degrees of Gemini. So it's 20 degrees away. That is a kind of a weak emphasis. However, it's still that weak energy is still brings a lot of opportunity and optimism and luck. So the overall themes and outcomes are breakthrough ideas, persuasive communications, clarity and imagination, high. But before I summarize all of this, a key point that I don't think I made clear enough is the air signs and the fire signs are going to have the most optimism, luck, being most stimulated in very positive ways. The air signs are Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. The fire signs are Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Those signs are going to have more excitement, more passion, more opportunities. The earth and the water signs are going to have more of the challenges. And most people have a lot of culmination. Now, if you were born on this new moon, your chart would be all air and all fire. But most people have a combination. As in my own horoscope, I'm half earth and half air. So for the earth signs, that air is heating up the fire is burning brightly with passion, with enthusiasm, but all that fire scorches the earth. And it just caused a lot of that feeling really frustrated. The water signs are going to be boiling. It's because the fire heats up the water. So you need to, all the signs, but especially the more stressed out signs of earth and water, the best thing, because we're talking about all this Gemini new moon, which is all this mental air energy, one of the best things you can do, you need to calm the mind, focus the mind. Even for the air signs, because you may be going over the top, overinflated, over restlessness with ideas. So the obvious, meditate if you can. Certainly, I like to just take long walks and be quiet. Music, being quiet with music, center the mind, focus the mind, exercise, yoga, dancing, all can calm the mind down. So the overall summary, the overall themes are breakthrough ideas in the world, persuasive communications, and imagination. High passion, bold moves, and magnetic charm in love and social life. Strategic thinking plus creative vision equals opportunity for long-term sustained growth. Deep, intuitive understanding plus mental clarity is great for dream work, for making your dreams seem possible so you can start having the confidence to work towards your goals, your dreams, and aspirations. So I want to thank you for watching. If you want to book an astrology reading to see how all this is impacting your life, or check out my 2-question offer, visit my website at gardino.co. That's .co. Until next time, be safe and well.